Okay, welcome back then. And going on to, shall I say, it's a public affairs matter, but it's also a national issue. They planned nationwide protest on hardships in the society. Is also being referred to as bad governance or something like
that.
You know,
and bad governance.
And bad governors. All of this is, coming from protesters who see that the hardships are real. Let's look at that, and my guest this time is a commentator on public affairs. He's also an education specialist, in fact, educational management consultant. He's former director of education in Lagos State Ministry of Education, District 5. And as I said, apart from being a policy analyst, Dr. Sylvester Enomen. Yes. Now, there's been little else. Every day in recent times, there have been major headlines, not excluding even today, as the proposed date, which is the 1st of August, approaches. And it is thought that the organizers, who until very, very recently, I think about yesterday, were saying, we don't know any of the organizers. Some have begun to come out now. Okay, let's look at this, because all sorts of interests, after first of all admitting that it is a legitimate aspiration to protest peacefully. However, there are processes and there are procedures. And having said that, government is counseling that, might you want to look at this again? And then we're getting some statements saying that, well, it is our right, and indeed we shall take it willy-nilly. Give me your overview on the situation we have on our hands, which everybody from the president on down has said that protests, peaceful protests, are legitimate in Nigeria. They are constitutional. There's no doubt about that. But then going beyond that.
Good morning once more, and thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
This planned protest, as we all are aware, protest is constitutional, it's legitimate, and all Nigerians have the right to protest.
Indeed.
Yeah, you see, protests have so many procedures. Before we can talk of maybe protesting, we should have what is called negotiation, consultation. If consultation fails before confrontation, that is where the protest aspect of it will come up.
Well, the protest, confrontation now, I don't think the protest people to be using these definitions, I don't think they see it as confrontation. They say, it's our right.
Yeah, it is.
It's our right. There's no confrontation.
No confrontation for
asking
now.
That I want to exercise that which is my right to do.
Yes, it is their right to protest. But the fear, as usual, is will the peaceful protest not be hijacked by hoodlums?
Yep. That's
the
big one.
EndSARS started peacefully. But after some times, some people came in and it became somehow violent. Then damages, destruction of properties, even harms to human beings and the rest cropped up. Yeah, it is the right of the government to provide security for peaceful protesters. It is when destructions and the rest are ongoing that you see the law enforcement agent may not open their eyes and see those things happen. Like Lagos State, for example, after the EndSARS, the destruction done was really very terrible. I think they are yet to come out of that issue. Buses were destroyed, courts were destroyed, local buildings, local government were destroyed. For example, I am in Nigerian local government. That local government was destroyed. And it took a lot of money to bring this
police stations.
Police stations were destroyed. And cars, private properties were equally destroyed.
Government officials. Attacked.
Yes. So you see, the fact there is that I am appealing. Yes, come first. Government should try as much as possible to give them the kind of protection. And the protesters too should make it very peaceful.
Indeed.
If it is peaceful, there will be no clash of interest.
Exactly. And, there are all sorts of complications. As you know, we've been looking at this for a couple of weeks now. The organizers, those who are behind it, that haven't really come out and said that, hold us responsible, we are the leaders. They've been speaking about, what is it they've been saying now? That it's their right and that they will take it, but there are no guarantees. Observers, recent historians are saying that no good ever comes out of protests like this, because you start off with the best of intentions, but you can't ever determine with 100% accuracy how it is going to unfold. That has been the concern of most people. Even those who have the best of intentions, those who are busy now saying that it is the right of the people, let them. Even those people cannot guarantee that everything will go well. And so that's why it is thought, as we have said, that why don't you let's look at it differently? Can we engage? Can we talk about something?
Dialogue.
Can we dialogue? I have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name?
Chief Yakub, this is Yakub calling from Dublin.
Good morning, Chief Yakub.
You give me Chief this one, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you can. Okay, you can take comrade. Take comrade. I want to change it to comrade.
Yeah, thank you. And then good morning to your guest.
Yes,
good morning.
Yeah, Chief, for me, yes, truly there is hardship. There is no doubt about it. Especially when we are talking about the food price and all that. But the question is this. Mr. President says that they should bring some certain food items outside the country to this country. But up to now, it has not reflected in the prices of these goods in the market. For example, now, rice is selling at rate of 70-something thousand up to this morning. So, but basically, the food that the food that Mr. President ordered that they should release to the masses. Security, I can tell you the communication gap is so bad to the extent that Nigerian citizens, they don't even know where to get all this thing cheap. And then those governors, as Daniel Bwala said in Morayo's program this morning, those are governors, they are not doing something good to us. And because everybody will cry, Mr. President, there were increments in allocation to those governors that we have. And then it is not, the Nigerian, the state people, they don't know how this money is being utilized. Are you getting it, sir? But my message to the protester, for example now, yes, you have right to protest, but they should not forget where their right starts is when their own begins. The issue is that, yes, every one of us are crying, like, even though some of us support the government, and then we support bills that we know that they will do it better than the former government. Even though we believe it, and then we support, okay, you guys, you can protest. But if you are protest, don't go and block the road. Allow some people that they still want to go their daily needs, let them go.
Okay, Mr. Yakub, I hear you. I hear you. Thank you very much. Especially that aspect where you pointed out that where one right ends is where somebody else begins.
Yes.
What Yakub was saying in there, and what you have said in studio here, and what Mr. President said, and all sorts of traditional rulers, police, is that nobody is saying there's anything wrong with a peaceful protest.
Yes.
Can anybody come forward and guarantee that this will indeed be a peaceful protest? We're not talking about something we have to go and study. We're talking about things we have lived through. And it is complicated further by allegations of ethnic, religious, and political dimensions being injected into this whole thing. It's distressing when people are now remembering that. You remember NSAS?
Yes.
You remember that some people declined to take part because of certain reasons, and now you come and you say, and in any case, there have also been uncomfortable ideas that have been floated that, you know what, if you insist that you are going to protest willy-nilly, can you please go back to your state, go back to your region, go back to your area, and go and protest there. Yeah. As for this, I was hearing that in Abuja, where the authorities in Abuja were saying that there will be we're not protesting anything here, and if anybody feels differently, please go back to your own state and go and protest. We want to protect our security, our peace. Now, people are being have found such sentiments to be uncomfortable because they want to protest where they think it will be most, where they live,
yes.
Which might not necessarily be, you know, their environment. So if you're going to spoil anything, it'll be in someone else's territory.
Yeah. So, well, before I'll go into that, let me quickly make references to what Mr. Yakub said.
Sure.
You see, the Nigeria system is just focusing purely on the presidency. We know that there is a lot of powers, there's enormous power in presidency. If we are responsible, accountability and responsibility, it should start from the grassroots. Right from the councillor, to the local government chairman, to the member house of representative, to the senator representing that district, then to the governor, before you talk of ministers and the presidency. If everybody in those sectors I have just mentioned are doing what they were supposed to do, this burden, this very huge burden, will not be on the federal government. If, for example, in a local government, what you are supposed to spend for road development, for empowerment, for, you know, maybe scholarship and whatever is given out, then if those people are relaxed, they are a little bit comfortable, life is better, if not best, then they will be able to say, yes, this government is trying. The money being allocated to states and local government, who is really accountable to those things. Thank God the president, through the Minister for Justice, Attorney General, have been able to bring about this local government autonomy. With this local government autonomy, you should be able to hold your local government chairman accountable.
Indeed.
And then the monies allocated to the local government should be published on monthly basis so that we know what is going in, and they should tell us how they spend it. Not that you see one mayor somewhere, one local government chairman, behaving like an emperor, behaving like he have the whole world in his pocket. Then everybody will not look at the local government councillor, they will not look at the local government chairman, they will not look at the member of a House of Representatives or Senator. They are looking straight to presidency. And whereas the president have done their own.
Okay.
Well, in reference to this strike issue, actually, nobody will be happy that you come to damage my place. Exactly. And if you are not from there, it is not done.
Even though every Nigerian has a right to live,
in anywhere.
Wants.
Yes.
If the indigents are saying that I am not going to partake in the protest because all this infrastructure, all these assets, there's no way. We know what protest can turn out to be. I'm not going to be part of damaging that. But other Nigerians who have a right to be there, insisting that we must protest.
Yes, well,
that's the problem.
They have the right to protest, but please, peaceful protest. I don't know if what I read in media is internet is correct. The one of Eda Adeniran Gusonya also, where there was massive destruction and looting. And if that is a prelude.
The people of Adeniran Gusonya that were doing that.
No.
This is the problem.
You see the Samsung offices, everything there were vandalized, taken away. That is to show what may likely happen if hoodlums come into this issue. This
is a problem.
It's a big problem because
that is why, as you know, government has said, and they have been roundly criticized by pacifists, that there indeed, in all probability, is a political angle to all of this.
Yes, definitely. You see, we are all political animals. Differently, people belong to different groups. And they will say, okay, I belong to this, I belong to that, I belong to all this. But the fact is, how can we ensure that there is no destruction of properties and so on? Because when you look at the whole arrangement, though some of these planners of the protest, they are coming out gradually, trying to take permits to use Eagle Square and all those kind of stuff. Then police, DSS are inviting some for kind of dialogue and interactions so that they will know what is happening. Well, protest, honestly, there is no way the people will not hijack it because there is hunger, fine. And there is dissatisfaction everywhere.
Well, we're on the
but then that dissatisfaction, that hunger, did not start now.
It didn't?
It is an accumulated grievances which happened. And which, of course, with time.
I think people are looking to Kenya and are saying
no. That Kenya, Uncle Yori, that Kenya issue, If they have known that it will get to that level, they would have, some of them would have gotten involved. Kenya is completely finished.
I want to agree with you.
It's completely finished because when you set a fire in a place, maybe you want to burn a small piece of land without staying there, you may not know where that fire will end.
Exactly.
And if that Kenya issue stop, to rebuild Kenya would be a very terrible thing.
And this exactly is what wise men are counseling.
Yes.
But those that might not know, they might think that they don't have a stake. We'll do what we need to do here, and we'll go back to our place. Worst case scenario.
You cannot destroy. You cannot. Look,
that is the worry that people have.
You see, Lagos State, for example, as I talk to you, is my success story. I came to Lagos 1980 something, early 80s. I have been here. There is no place I can call my immediate home now, home, apart from Lagos.
Exactly.
I will not stand there and see you are destroying where I am benefiting from. All those BRT buses and the rest that were destroyed, is it not for the common men, that the common people that enter there? And there is scarcity of that one now. And how do you
and God forbid, people, we often say that we have a short memory. Not in all cases. Now something is coming along again. I don't know if people think that what happened the last time is going to repeat itself. People that might have been caught napping then are saying that this time I'm wide awake.
Yes.
This time I'm wide awake.
You see, if you tell somebody tomorrow I'm coming to take over your house, the person will prepare.
So this is why
the person will prepare. It's just like you call a friend. You say, "Oh boy, come, join me to take this meal," and the person is taking the pot away.
Yeah. So
it's an affront.
We have a situation. Mr. President has said in a different context that democracy does have its challenges, but there is no better system. There is no alternative to it. And part of that democracy here is the right to protest. Everybody has said that that right is there. But having said it, people are counseling. What you want to start, you don't know. You just gave the expression, the example of a fire set in a corner. But then the madman said that, well, this one in that corner here, I know about that one.
I don't know.
But that one that has gone all over the place,
I don't know.
I was not there.
Yeah.
So these are, to use that little African proverb, these are the situations that people are talking about, and we'll just see how it is going to go. We hope that wisdom will prevail.
Yes, yes.
Everybody in society, the president in particular, governors, traditional rulers, church leaders, everybody has said, yes, it is hard. There is hardship. But we have to be careful to not make it harder for those you purportedly are supporting, the ordinary man, by this protest. And the point is made that a lot of people have excused themselves for the country.
Yes, yes.
They have excused themselves from the country.
Honestly,
temporarily.
When I saw the clip, majority of our politicians, they are living with their children. You see, that is one thing. Well, if they live with their children, they will leave the poor people who are even suffering to face the rot.
Yes.
It is not done. It is not done. But before I say...
Because we've run out of time.
Yes. Let the political office holder live a kind of life that is not so ostentatious.
Okay.
Let them live the life that is not with heavy affluence. Because when these people see them like that, they'll say, why are they enjoying and we are suffering? It feels
like they are being taunted.
Yes, that is just
nothing will happen.
Everybody should have a take in it.
So I guess, was it Kiss Daniel or who? We have to, I think that calm down. We all have to go and calm down. It became a viral number all over the place. We all have to calm down and look into, the wisdom that is being shared all around.
Yeah.
We don't have much more. We don't have time to, continue with this. But thank you very much for coming along and sensitizing us to it.
Thank you. I still appeal, let us give the government some time to right the wrongs.
Indeed. Dr. Sylvester Enomen, Educational Management Consultant and Policy Analyst. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed. So that's our program today. Then do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Iyori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.